And just like that, we're in the kitchen Saturday morning, early. Well, not that early. I've been in the kitchen early, but it's 10:40. And I was like, oh, we have a weekend vlog. And yeah, it's raining. As Buddy said on our live last night, it's going to be hit and miss. There's no telling what we're going to do. We're going to look like some drowned rats. But I'm getting our lunch together. And I thought, well, this is the perfect time to start our weekend vlog. I've got some shrimp and sausage sauce piquant red gravy from the freezer. I've just got it in the pot heating up. My rice is cooked. And I'm working on potato salad. And I said, well, let me just share with y'all my potato salad. I mean, how do you start something? You just start. And plus, some of you may want to know how I do my potato salad. We do have new friends out there. Now, this is about 6 medium russet potatoes. All I did was boil. We like a mustard base, so if you had to add it up, about a heaping tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of mustard and 2 tablespoons of sweet relish. We like the sweet relish. And I put some black pepper and a little salt. That's all that I did. I ran out to the garden and got a couple of celery stalks. They were small, so if I had to guess, this is about 3 tablespoons of diced celery and 3 tablespoons of a sweet onion. Because any leftovers, we just call it, you know, kind of like an egg salad. We'll actually make a sandwich out of this. Okay, I'm just going to use a fork, get it kind of moved around, and mayo. Your choice of mayo, and why am I using a fork is beyond me. That's better. We use Blue Plate down here in Louisiana. And because you can't take away, so just a kitchen soup spoon, tablespoon. I did about 2. And I like to use just a dinner fork and kind of move it around, get it blended, and then I start actually mashing the potatoes down. We like a creamy potato salad with a little bit of chunk. I'm gonna add a little bit more mustard, y'all. Buddy's over here behind the camera. He is putting in a dimmer switch for the dining room table light. It's a little on the bright side for me. I don't know if some of y'all remember, I was complaining how dim it was in here. Well, it was the bulbs we had, so he bought better bulbs, or brighter bulbs, and they're too bright. But we had a dimmer switch, so he's hopefully gonna make it work, and we don't have to go buy a plate. I have 5 boiled eggs here, and I'm actually just going to mash them with my hands, or you can use a knife. With clean hands, this is how I do it, guys. I washed my hands. Let's add in our eggs. And I'm just gonna fold it together. I'm gonna get it into our serving dish. Now, I do like to add a little dusting of paprika. This is just sweet Hungarian paprika. I don't care for the smoked. Just a hint of color. You're really not going to get an abundance of flavor. It just kind of brings it together. And there you have it. Potato salad. Before we go see what Mr. Buddy's into, I want to share with y'all something. Now, y'all may have seen this before. I haven't. But I got an amazing Christmas gift from my good friend, Miss Debbie, as many of you know, Miss Kirsten. Remember the chicken lady that made these chickens? And I gave one to my grandson, and my daughter took it, and she had to make another one because they was fighting. Well, my chicken friend, I really need 2 of these. Let me show you what her and Mr. Walter gifted me. It's amazing. Look at this sponge holder. It's shaped like a mason jar. And it says World Market. But that's not all I got. Isn't that the cutest thing? It has Lippy's name all over it. Well, I got to be careful because it's going to stay in my kitchen all the time. Look at this mason jar. But it's not just a mason jar. Oh, he working on the lights, y'all.
Sorry.
This is a 1/4 cup measure, a 1/3 cup measure, 1/2, and 1 cup. Is that not the cutest thing you ever did see? I want to line it up right.
First, go ahead and hook it up now. And then I'll undo my travelers. In the midst of between here and there and yonder, I have left my wire skinners out there somewhere. Let's see what this switch is on, A or B. It's on A. It's preset on A from the factory. A gives instant light. I think it is one way or the other. Either gives instant light or slowly steps up to what it is. We'll find out when we get it back on. So let's get another traveler out of here.
Don't do that.
Thought that got you, didn't you? Thought
Yeah,
it got
I thought it got me.
you. Only if you touch one wire at a time, you're all right. Touch two at a time, you might have problems.
And Grandpa's back here laughing.
See, you dropping your phone down there?
Oh, I'll drop it and take off running.
Drop the phone and take off running.
Y'all know me and power.
One more traveler wire.
Now, I've got to ask, when you say traveler wire, are
That
you
goes from
traveling
this
power?
switch to that switch. It's three-way switches.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You have got, like every room's got like 3 switches that operate the same light.
Yeah, you can, whatever doorway you go through, you can turn the light on or off.
That's right. Okay. I was thinking traveling power from the pole when
Well,
you
it's
said that.
traveling power, but it's from switch to switch.
Oh. See, this is a good part of the video. There's some people maybe like Lippy that don't have a clue. I promise
Well,
y'all
I
won't
tell
try
you,
this.
when I had that switch right over in that wall when we were redoing this house, I thought that I didn't have a clue because I had
Well,
it
that's right. That one confused
hooked
you.
up, had everything going just like it should. Had trust had verified about 52 times and still wouldn't work.
You remember that, Grandpa?
The one thing that I failed to do was at the front end instead of the back end, which cost me several days of headache
Yep.
and grief, was to remember that even a new part can fail. And this brand new switch was bad.
Yep.
So I went and got the old switch, stuck it in, all went to working good again, so I took the switch back, swapped it. Grief
you
and
had
pain
3
was
or 4
gone.
days trying to figure out what
Yeah.
was wrong.
I remember.
And that was a very costly switch. I mean, that switch was like $75
I
for that
know.
switch. So after that happened, I decided to change it up. I did not put that style switch back in. I went to a $20 switch, which works a whole lot better.
That's
That's off.
That's
course.
off,
That's
yeah.
working right. That's dim.
uh-huh.
And then
Look there.
ramp up to what you want.
We now have light.
Yeah.
He said all that's left is put the ground on. Shove
Yeah.
it back in the wall. Now y'all, don't look at the floor. But this is what I want to show y'all. We found these, are they like plugs, buddy?
Box plugs.
Box
for the floor.
plugs. And when we redone this floor, we moved in, they had ran them but never hooked them up. And we thought we'd never find the plugs that actually go to this. Well, we've had them for 2.5 years, and now he's going to I guess you call that hook one up. But I wanted to show y'all what he just went outside and built.
Well, in order to get this box plug in here, there's like a 3-inch pipe, gray pipe in the floor, okay? And I just cut a little bitty. I had just a little bitty 1/2-inch square when we laid the floor down. I measured that piece before I put it. We measured it and I drilled one little hole in it just so I'd have it to mark it and nobody stick a big toe in there and break it off. But in order to find that circle, because, you know, cut once, not 7 times, because you're going to mess up. You ain't just replacing that board. You're going to have to go all the way to the wall and come back. So that is what goes in there, is this piece here. So in order to get it, it's so tight, so close, so I need to have a measurement of some type to go by to start cutting my hole out for this to go in. So I needed me a marking jig. And so I had some of them little 29-cent carpenter's pencils. So I took one and cut it in 3 pieces. And what I done was take this right here, actually, out there on the table. And I laid the first one in. And then I cut my height, because I knew how thick my floor was. And then cut me another piece. And then put me a pencil sharpened on it where it'd have enough height to go in there. So they just super glued together. So that you can slip it down in the hole. And the inside piece will ride on the pipe. And you can go right around it.
Only Buddy would have thought of something like this.
And mark your pipe so you don't get outside, because you don't want to have to pull this floor all the way up the wall, I can tell you. It's bad enough to put it down one time.
Hand me that, I'm going to show it to him up close.
Bad enough to put it down one time, let alone more than one time.
So that's the marking pencil, and then he took one, you said, and cut it.
I took one and cut it in 3 pieces and just glued it with super glue.
That is
Just made a
so
little jig,
cool.
just to use where this piece here right on the inside of the pipe.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's sitting like that inside that pipe. You're just going around it, marking with the outside on the top.
Genius, Bud.
Yep.
Oh.
Got a hole in the shop. Wang jet.
I told Bud he got me a heck of a dusty mess, but that's all right. I'll take a dusty mess any day. I'm getting a plug in the floor. Now, what's them wires sticking out, Bud? That was from...
This one that was already laid in the
Right.
conduit and concrete, so...
That they never used. They were just had them tucked in a hole.
Had them tucked in this side, and you got one from this one over to the other one.
Yeah, it's
So-
crazy. Never used them. They had old carpet covering them.
Hopefully they're good.
Yeah.
They've never been used since 1979. Uh-oh. It read on one.
Probably only supposed to read on.
Oh, am I supposed to tell you when the...
Yeah, tell me when that cuts off.
Okay.
Because it's gonna power that other one.
Yep.
It's off.
Oh, it's blinking now, Bud.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, okay. Would have been nice if those plates would have been the same color as the flooring.
Now that's a simple wiring there that I haven't even forgot.
Now, as you can see, we have 2 cords. The white one is going to disappear. But we really didn't think we would ever find these plugs. 3 years, February or March, we had been here about 3 months when we were doing the electrical. And they had discontinued this particular size insert that we needed. So we were at our local Home Depot and we cut through where the electrical was because we had to get new plates. We had a lot that we had saved, but we needed a few more. And he happened to look up and he saw the number and he ran it on his phone. They had clearanced them and we got 2 plugs. It was $24 each. Just 2 is all we needed, and that's what they offered. And so we were like, that was meant to be. So now All the lamps in the living room actually have power. But like I said, we got to modify how we're feeding power because I just, I wanted to plug them in just to see what it would look like, and I'm very happy. But yeah, we got to modify the aesthetics of it. So, okay, I don't know what he's into now, but we're going to continue on with our weekend vlog. I'm going to go ahead and get my broccoli harvested. See, today's the 15th, December 15th. We got an extreme cold front coming in on the 19th, and we've got to be able to cover these hoops. So I said, you know what, I could do this in about a day or two, but my gut says get them harvested, and we're going to go and prepare them for the freezer. I'm waiting on Mr. Buddy to get back from the neighbors, and then we're going to join him in the greenhouse and see what he's been doing. But we're going to do a garden tour while we're out here. Where did I start? Oh, right here. I thought I had more than 3, but I guess the only broccolis I have is 3. I thought I had more than that, guys. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that one. That's as big as my head. Y'all, I did rinse them, but I went ahead and harvested most of the beets. I think we have 3 left, but remember I started 2 more mineral tubs. And there's just a few of these, so I'm gonna roast them for us to enjoy. Probably tomorrow, get them in the house and really clean them up, and then add these to our supper tomorrow. But very pretty beets. Now these are a little on the small side, but they were already coming up, and they were actually attached to the large ones. So I must have had 2 seeds together, but they gonna eat good too. And since we're on this side, oh, I see a radish. I see a couple of radishes in here. I'll have to get those. We have like 4 or 5 in the ice box, so I'll get those probably tomorrow. Our cabbage is looking good. I think we're gonna be fine when we put the plastic over these hoops, because the main thing is I don't want them touching plastic and frost getting on them. But the cabbage, they're gorgeous, guys. Look at our onions. I mean, I do feed them nitrogen once a week. And before we had the rain yesterday, I came out and fed them Miracle Grow, just straight nitrogen. I sprinkled it and I watered it in. I let the rain finish it off. I'm not going to feed them the garden tone just yet. I'll do that in 2 weeks. We're on this side, so we might as well look at the mint and look at that beautiful lemon balm and the celery. Look at these stalks. But Buddy said because they're on these buckets, he can just take a dolly and move these 3 into the greenhouse. And I'll harvest the first mineral tub that's underneath the hoops. I'll get those harvested before the cold comes in. But these can continue to grow in the greenhouse. Now, I was able to get the radishes that I told you guys that I got the other day, actually from this bed. And I've been cleaning it out and giving the chickens a treat. Here's our little carrots. Brussels sprouts are finally starting to get a nub. And guys, this is definitely not cauliflower. So Lippy has got to go back to her own video. That's why I always label. And this year I was like, I'm not doing much since we're remodeling the garden. And yeah, I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest with you, it almost looks like collards that's gone crazy. Just because I say that because of the veins. I'm starting to, but I'll know. I'm gonna look and I'll let y'all know. But make sure you label. Don't do like Lippy and say, oh, I can keep up with 25 plants. Nope. But doesn't that look like a collard? And here's the first broccoli we cut. And look, see this little floret? Throughout the plant, you will have little florets of broccoli. That's why I don't remove my broccoli once I harvest the main head. Now, guys, I don't know if I can get in here, but I want to show y'all. Yeah, Mr. Buddy's not here to tell me what it is, but it is hard. It's a cabbage, and it shoots like a cylinder. I should remember it. He's told me 4 times, but yeah, that's just impossible for Lippy to remember something that is completely new to me. I have to actually learn it a whole season, and then it sticks in the brain. But they're beautiful. Got a little weed. And look at this. I got some little radishes mixed in with some beets, guys. And I know what this is. That was the mixed lettuce. When I saw the variegated leaves coming up, that's when I knew that I had some mixed lettuce seeds in here. Because I told you, I was like, what is that coming up? But it's strategically in a circle. So obviously I had lettuce going, and they had not germinated, so I thought it was an empty bed. There again, I just learned something for the first time in all of my gardening years. Label, label, label. And then there's the oregano. There's the beets I was telling you about. And they're coming on strong. Now that it's not raining today, I'll bring you over to this side. See what I mean? They're coming on up. So there's no empty spots whatsoever. And no, I have not come in here to thin, because once I got to really looking, they're not too clustered. But these may be. We shall see. Now, y'all, when I told you Mr. Buddy was down at our good old friend Mr. Larry, I think I mentioned last week or week before last that, or I posted in the community to be looking at Walmart for their clearance. Well, Buddy was at work, and it was a day I couldn't go. I was in town with my brother. So Mr. Larry said, I'll pick you up everything you want. So right here those are half-gallon tubs, right?
Yeah.
And I would say there's approximately,
Half a 3/4 gallon.
Three-quarter gallon, what, 50?
Yeah.
About
So at
50.
least 50.
Okay. There's 27 of these. Now, majority of them are hard, but guys, it's water soluble. So you just, break it down, put it in your water. This is one of my favorite fertilizers, because it's a higher in nitrogen on the front end. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of the organic blood meal. Oh no, 4 bags plus 3, 7 bags. I love this citrus food. We got 2 of those. This one's new to me. It's, how many bags we got? 2. It's a 511 slow release. It's just natural source of nutrients, up to 600 square foot coverage per bag. So we got 2 of those. And don't look at the sticker now, because I'm going to blow your mind. We got 2 of the tomato and vegetable garden. And then we got this one, which is new to me. Dynamite, all-purpose plant food. It's high in nitrogen, 1868. It's water soluble. But we only got 1 of those. Okay. Now, what you're looking at is a lot of money, right? For instance, I know these boxes run about $8. It was originally $8.47 a bag. Now times 7, so that's say $8.50. This one is $5.97, so say $6. $10 is the original ticket for both of those. $6, it's $5.97. So 6 for both of those. That one, let's just, I don't know, let's say $8. Something like that. And there's, what's this, a pitchfork?
Pickaxe.
Pickaxe. A brand new pickaxe.
Fisker's pickaxe.
Now guys, I just took the time to add everything up with the original price. You're talking over $150. Because we had 27 with tax. That's 270 with the Miracle-Gro because I pulled it up. So 270, 150 is what? 420. $420. Okay? And I'm going to let Mr. Buddy tell you what our cost was.
It's expensive. It's $35.
We paid $35 for all of this. Like I said, when they start closing out, like at Walmart,
That's the time to get it.
that's when you get it. Miss Nancy found the organic fish fertilizer. That was gallon bag, a gallon jug.
Jugs.
You can't beat it when they're $24 a piece, and I got 2 for $20. But check your Walmarts. Go to the clearance aisles and in the back of the garden.
And Home Depot.
And
Lowe's.
Home Depot. Mr. Larry went to Lowe's and picked up some stuff. But guys, right now is the time because they got to get it gone. They're closing out the end of the year. And we are so blessed that our neighbor thought of us. And Buddy said, get me all you can get. We didn't realize it was all of this. And our ticket was $35. I mean, you're talking about a nickel on a dollar is what we paid. And yeah, don't let it bother you that, see, I barely got any. Yeah, it's mostly hard. But if you find something that you're comfortable using, and I'm definitely comfortable using this, and it's pennies on a dollar, grab it, guys. So we knew that he had got it. We just didn't know it was this much. He was tickled, and Buddy and I was very tickled. So today was a big blessing for Buddy and I. How you pronounce it? Bararina? Bararina?
Barina. Barina.
Okay, we had talked to y'all a few days ago about this set of grow lights that the company reached out. We'd been looking at some grow lights similar to this, but that's not exactly what this is. They're Barina, you said?
Barina.
And tell them a little bit about it, and then I'm gonna give my take. It says they're what, 45 watt LED?
42 watt.
42 watt LED. And they can extend from 2 feet to 6 feet. So you can either go vertical or you can go horizontal with these.
Yeah, basically they're, 2-foot lights.
Right.
Now, they did come with a little small inline jumpers, which is what I got in here now. And when she gets closer, you see that. That takes out the need for these jumpers, because you can actually space them out and put these jumpers in between, right? I'll be using one of these jumpers on each end, but not in the middle. I use the spacers, the little short jumpers in the middle. So,
okay.
Y'all remember the ones we had that we built already, all right? So I took and built this frame out of the ends or out of a womanized one before. So the slats, the runners, of course, are made out of just cedar picket fence posts. I just split them in half, made these short, little narrow runners, and that way these could bolt to it. And then a little old short piece of 2x that I put on the end down here. Okay.
Let me bend this down.
That way you can put that bolt through there where to swivel and pivot like the other ones, okay?
Yeah, it's just like our
Right
other
now
setup.
I got them facing up, and we're gonna first hook up the power and turn them on just like they are. I've got the power down here, so I've got these looped end to end. So I'm gonna power one side, it'll come through here, powers this one. Jumper comes around, powers this one. End to end here comes to this end. So this end will just get a plug, keep moisture out. It won't need anything there. We're gonna power the other side. So let's open this little dude here up. And now let's see, after all of this work of building this, does it actually work? That'd be very disappointing, wouldn't it? Okay, so
Now let's see.
get this plugged in here. All right, there we go. So they're a pink hue, full spectrum, 42 watt.
Which is, with all of our research we've done, this is what tends to be your better result. But if you can hold up the ones that we did, Bud,
Let me tell y'all
years
something.
ago.
In the instructions, let me make sure y'all know.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
because I was going to say something.
In the instructions, it says in the instructions, caution, reflectors are very sharp. Yes, they are. Right there.
That was one of my negatives right off the bat. Actually, it should be a warning on the box, not in fine print in the instructions.
Well, these are what we had, okay?
And they
These are
work
4-footers. They work
amazing.
great. So there's
See?
4 4-footers on here. So when we got these, of course they sent 4, but they're 2-footers. So I had to make it a little narrower, 2 strips. Now you can buy 2 more and put 1 more strip in here and run 6. And that would give you 3 4-footers. But the amount of light you get from these is spectacular. I don't know about these yet.
No, we don't know about the pink ones.
Unfortunately, we're building it. We're getting it set up, but this is not the season.
Yeah.
At this time of season is not when we run grow lights, because we don't have anything in the house growing. And out here, I'm not to the point of keeping this heated every day, every night.
Right.
And if we did put any seedlings on this, unless it was just Nebraska's, which we've already overrun
Yeah,
with,
I've considered doing a
she
few
may run some
seedlings to
Nebraskas
test them.
to test it, but
Yeah,
this will be more into late January, early February.
that's right.
When she's doing the seedlings, and we've got all the grow tables set up.
So it's
Now,
going to be hard
I've
to
already put a
say.
mat down here trying to get it straight and ready.
Yeah.
Everything getting it set up. So it's going to be really hard to say what it's going to do. I'm going to flip it over at this time. See what it looks facing down, how much light projection it gives. Just to see.
But research says these are supposed to be better. But guys, I've had such great results with the setup that Bud did for me. We've been using this setup for years.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. So for me to say, oh, this is what you need, I'm not at liberty to say that at all, because I don't know what the performance is going to be until we test it. And I will try my best to get some seeds and some trays and test it. And I'm going to go off the history of some seeds that germinated, because I keep a diary every year. And that way I'm giving it a full chance to prove itself.
Actually, I really wish I had a light meter
Yeah.
to really see this one versus what we had, how much actually light spectrum is putting out
Yeah.
by actual meter. And
We don't have
I
one
mean,
of those.
no, I don't have one. So, but that's the only way I can really tell, other than growing,
Right.
is to see, hey, from this distance with a meter, how much light is actually putting out versus the other ones,
Right.
to see just how well it's going to do. I mean, it looks like it's putting out, but that's just the pink hue, so I don't really know, but time will tell.
I mean, that's all we could do is just go ahead and set it up and see what it does.
I'll get all these zip tied, everything run right. Like I say, I went on and put the propagation mat in here, the heat mat, because I want them to get flat. And you see I got a brick laid on it, trying to get it there. But they did come with some other style. These are the clip-on if you screw them. It did come with the clip-on that you can hang.
Oh, no, I like that.
It's got where you can put your chain or string in.
Okay, ours didn't come with that.
So it did come with that.
That's nice.
It did come with some zip ties. It did come with a bunch of connectors for different ways that you might would. And if you want to run 2 separate, you got another switch here
Oh,
where you can
okay.
run 2 individuals. So I mean, it has some different options.
I do like the fact that
Just
you
gonna
can
be
run
time to
vertical
take.
and horizontal with these.
I did like also that if you are going to run them, I could actually put these. This is something I do like about it, and I ain't even tried them yet other than just putting them hook.
Right.
But I do like these little inline connectors versus a cable, because if you wanted to, you could stack 2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh.
I mean, you can stack, it tells you in that box, I think you can stack up to 8 2-footers. If I ain't mistaken, let's see. 2-foot lamps can link in 10, and so you can put up to 10
wow.
of these in a series off of one switch. So that wouldn't be bad. I mean, that'd be 20 foot that you could run in a row off of one power source. So that wouldn't be bad. Right now we got 4 2-footers. Says you can do 10 2-footers, 8 3-footers, or 6 4-footers. So obviously they don't pull a whole lot of wattage, which it does say that they're a higher PPFD, lower power consumption, and longer lifespan. Optional, excellent option for growing plants. And then there's the little deal here.
Here, hold that up to the camera for
Here's
them.
your little caution, where it also tells you the links, how many. Caution, this is after the fact when I already had this. Watch out for the sharp corners on all the reflectors when you install them. And actually, I already had them installed. I went to lay them up here, and the end of them bumped the other end and stopped. And when it did, that corner jabbed me right there. High lumens, 42 watt. Barina. So, like we say, time will tell. Best way to tell something is to grow something. So,
And that looks like Lippy's going to have to do that.
We're going to have to do it.
Right. So we can't, say, hey, this is great. I may come back in 2 weeks and say, I'm going back to my old. But for the price and the discount and the warranty they're giving, that's why I said, okay, I'm curious about these. I've been looking at these, but I just didn't want to go there because if it's not broke, don't fix it. But because we have so many starts now, we were going to have to buy another extension probably next year. So this helped us, to keep from having to do that. But I'll leave everything in the description. But yeah, I'll get me some seeds out, and you know what I can do? I can start some lettuce. This is the time of year for lettuce, guys. So why don't we test it on some lettuce?
We can do that.
Okay, because I've got plenty of lettuce seeds. This is the time for our lettuce if we're going to have any. Yeah, that's what we'll do, guys. Now we're back in the kitchen to get our broccoli ready for the freezer. Look, guys, not too bad. It's almost like a broccoli rabe. I'll have to look at my journal to see what broccoli this was. But I'm going to tell you what, I've been eating some. It is amazing. So you don't want them wet. I just cleaned them really good, put them in the colander. They're not sopping wet. You don't want that. But we will be steaming these, going in an ice bath, and then I have 2 cookie sheets with towels. Now I use these white towels. You can get them from Sam's or Costco's. I think you get like a 12-pack. And I designate those strictly if I am going to be using food, fresh food. I don't like to use just any towel, but you're definitely going to need a towel because you want it to absorb all the moisture that you can get off your vegetables. Now I'm going to turn you down and let you see, and I'll explain why I process my broccoli. Most of my vegetables, the cauliflower, I will do the same way. But I don't like to blanch this. I like to steam it because when you blanch it, it gets a little bit too wilty, and I still want to maintain some texture. So therefore I can either roast the broccoli cheddar soup, things like that. And I don't like a mushy broccoli. But why we have to put the heat on it is to kill the enzymes. Now you could go straight to the freezer, with this vac pack, freezer bag, and it'll be okay for a little while. But it's still gonna hold that enzyme, and the only way to get rid of the enzyme is heat, and a high heat. So some people will blanch, some may steam like I do. But what that does is that kills that enzyme, and that gives the life of the vegetable longer life, and it also maintains the nutrients. Because if we're going to cook it to death, we're not getting any nutrients that way. So let me show you what I got going. Now this is my electric skillet. It does come with a riser for steaming. So it comes up about 2 inches. And I love this because it's big bodied. And so I can put quite a bit. But I'm bringing it up to high heat, and I do not let my water touch the bottom of my steamer. Just like if you had the net. You don't want the water hitting it, you want the steam to cook it. My next station is ice water. Extremely cold ice water. We are boiling away. And a lot of you ask, what brand is this electric skillet? And it's the Drew Barrymore. I got this last Christmas when my 40-year-old electric skillet played out. Now I do have another one, but I really am enjoying this one because it's so big and it has this extension here. Okay. That's about all I'm going to put in here. Lid on, check your timer, and go 4 minutes. Now halfway through, I will flip them. It's been 4 minutes. Look at that beautiful color. And I do have a sieve in here because I don't want ice cubes getting into my broccoli, and I have to fish it out. And then what I do is I just submerge it down. And you see I'm keeping those ice cubes from getting on my broccoli. And this is very cold, cold water, guys. It was half full with ice, and as we were out there in the garden, it melted down. Oh yeah, they're gorgeous. And I am just going to spread them out onto this towel evenly. Well, guys, I ended up with 1 tray. So I thought I'd have 2, but they're not stacked. They're actually just beautiful. Pretty color. We got the enzymes off. Now we're going to cover these with another towel, let them sit about 15 minutes, and then we'll package them up. But in the meantime, let's go see what Mr. Buddy's doing.
All right, so we out here on the old table saw top today, and the reason I'm doing this on the table saw top is because you see the little old rust on it right there, a couple little drops of water and moisture. I spend more time tending the top of this table saw down here in Louisiana than you can shake a stick at. Don't matter if it's inside, outside, upside down. I'm steady sanding and buffing on it and putting some more wax on it. So if it gets a little bit of glue on it or something, it's gonna be fine because it's cast iron. But I got everything kind of laid out here. All of this I had for this project we're gonna do, except for some magnets. Some I'm gonna mess this up, neodymium disc magnets. And I did pick them up. I've already built one of these bigger, but I want to build a smaller one, and I'll show y'all why. This is this little cloth fabric tape measure that I actually got out of some yard furniture that I caught on sale. It was the cushions, and they give you this. I don't know why they give you this in the package, but they give you this to measure. I mean, if you already bought them, obviously done measured. Okay, so anyway, we got measuring tape. I got a drop off some pecs, which is too long. I have to cut it off. These are plugs you put in pecs. I got bags of them. You know, if you're gonna cap an end or put a plug in it, you stick it in there and then put a band on it and crimp it. And then if you ever use pecs, you probably familiar with like shark bite fittings. And this is a 1/2-inch shark bite tool to take that, shark bite fitting off. So you got that, some super glue, scissors. And what we're gonna make is, it's that time of the year where I have already been too late already, and I should have already got this done, but with everything else going, y'all know we got that big tree that we got laid down in the backyard, and with all that was going on, I hadn't been able to use the big chainsaw, so I finally got back to where I think I can use the big chainsaw, so it's time to cut. Plus, it's cooler weather, so it's a little bit more tolerable, I guess you'd say. So that's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be my measuring stick for my firewood, okay? So what we're gonna do is, let's see, I know this drops longer than what I need. Oh yeah, that drops 26. I'm gonna cut it about 20. Start with. Let's see here. What did I do? There it is right there. 20 inches. I mean, firewood, anything over about 18, I ain't want to handle it anyway. I mean, I can burn up to 24 in our fireplace, but I'm gonna tell you, 24-inch firewood, I don't care how small you cube it up, that's more than I want to hold on to, pick up, pitch. And now that I got this wood splitter, I've been taking even what we had that I had bought when we first came here, and I've been taking it over to the wood splitter and busting it up actually smaller than what it was. What I bought you'd say would be, most of it was quarters. Maybe they bust that in half a little bit, but I mean, it's still some good sized chunks. So it's more than Miss Lippy wanted to get a hold of. All right, we got this. What we're gonna do is take one of these plugs, pop it in the end, put it in there where it's solid. All right, we're gonna take the other one real quick. Let's get us a magnet out. Taking these little, like I say, these neodymium magnets, and that's why, because you can't hardly get them off. I tell you, they are stout as you can get. So these are 0.709, so just under 3/4. 18 millimeter is the size, okay, on this magnet. This is 1/2-inch PEX. So we're gonna take that, and I'm gonna let it glue. I'm gonna let it sit right there and magnetize. I'm gonna put just a little dab of super glue on that baby right there. And I'm going to set that cap right there on that. We're gonna let that sit there and glue. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this tape, we're gonna cut it off, and we're gonna stretch it out. We're gonna put some super glue on, and we're gonna glue it on to this PEX.
Look at here, y'all. 3 nice servings of broccoli. I do have to label them. Oh, I've got this one upside down, but this is a good example. I always fold a piece of paper towel. Many of you that's been around for a while, you know I put a piece of paper towel in every freezer bag, from onions, bell peppers, whatever you're gonna freeze, vegetable-wise, and this will keep the ice crystals off of your vegetables. But there we go, and it's 2 cups to each bag.
All right, we are back. Let me tell y'all a little something. Like I said, I had to glue this cap to that magnet. Whatever that cap or that plug is made out of, it didn't like the chemical reaction. It took for a while for super glue to dry. Okay, but it's dry. It's done, that part. Now, we're gonna set it right here, and got this little fabric tape, right? So we have cut this to 20 inches. Now this little old tape right here has got either you got metric or standard. So, you know, hey, being here in the US, we're gonna go standard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a line of super glue right down here, and I'm gonna put this tape onto it. But first thing I'm gonna do, because I know how I am, so I'm gonna put me some little rubber gloves on. Just put us a little old bead down through here. You know, just try to stay right on the top. One little old bead if we can. Kind of hard just to keep a little bead. This is not the gel. I usually run the gel, but I'm gonna tell you, I've been having some problems with the gel. actually getting a tube of the gel that was actually good and not hardened up. Nothing worse than paying good money for something and not being able to use it. So let's see. Let's see if we can hold that there. Take this and stretch it all the way out like this. Oh boy. Come on now. Let's just act right for just a little bit if you can. I know it's tough for you, but just try. Just try. Let's just try. See if we can get just a little bit of super glue in there. Y'all see I got the old aloe man out, huh? Nothing like the aloe man. I'm not sticking to it with my bare fingers now, so that's a good thing. So now, our little old shark bite tube. That right there goes on, and we will clip it on there. And what that's for is, say we want to cut 16-inch wood, we bring it down there to 16. And then everybody knows the little aloe man, right? I made this light one because I want to use this, right? So I put that on there. I got my deal at 16, so I can cut and make a mark. And then all I do is bring that, put the orange at the mark where I just cut another one. Move it down, cut another one. It's a whole lot easier to take this than it is to tote the big saw. I've already made a big one. Matter of fact, it's right here. Okay, here's the little one. There's the big one. Now, that does the same thing. You clip on the bar, clip right on the bar. There's your measuring tape. You face it up. I've got a little clip just like this. It goes on it. You can set it 16, 18, 24, whatever you want on this one. It's a little longer than that one. But you can go down through there and you just mark your log as long as you want. Limbs, that's why I want this mainly. I mean, the big tree is not as bad because I can take the big saw and run down through there pretty quick. It's bad enough having to tote the big saw and use it, but I'm gonna have to use it anyway. But when you're marking the big tree, the big log, and the limbs to get it all uniform, it'd be a whole lot easier to use this little baby right here. Go down through there and mark everything. Cut what you can with this or your medium saw, whatever you're using. Get the big log. Pull out Big Mama. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Just a little old piece of PEX. Them magnets are stout. Little old piece of PEX. Like I say, one little old slide. You can bring it down. Even if you're cutting, you're out working on deer stands, you're out working on whatever, you want to cut lumber. You put this on there. You can set that. If you want to set that at 12 inches, you want to cut a foot, you need to mark 8 foot. Well, do it a foot at a time. Just touch it, mark it, mark it, mark it, mark it. Get you 8 of them, you got 8 foot. So, I mean, it's a good marking device.
Is that something I can use?
For a little old saw. You could probably use it, but I don't even need you using this saw because you accident prone. No.
That's cool.
But it worked good. I mean, something easy. You can throw it up on the wall, whatever you want to do.
Oh, that's
right
like that
onto
big
it.
one you have.
Yeah, you clip it right there. That way you can go down through there and cut. Set your, whatever. This is going to go up to 20.
Yeah.
But, I mean, 18 is about all we ever cut anyway. But,
That
I mean,
is
I
cool.
made this one to 24. But,
Yeah.
when you're cutting 24s.
That's the one I was thinking of.
When you're cutting 24s, that's a lot of low. You cutting hardwood, oak, elm, something that you burn in the fireplace. That's quite a bit, I'm gonna tell you. So
That's pretty cool.
this one's a lot lighter, a lot smaller for the small saw. Clips on, clips off easy. Either one of them can be used. This one I can't use on this saw, of course, because the magnet's too big.
Right.
It's wider than the bar, but it
could you
works
go
on the
with a
big
smaller
saw.
magnet? or
Well,
no?
then you wouldn't be able to hold this weight. That's
Okay.
why I went to a smaller.
Got you.
This is lighter weight, and that way.
Oh, ladybug. No,
this-
that's a real ladybug.
Yep. This smaller magnet being a neodymium, whatever you want to call it, it's a bad bag that I can't hardly pull it off of there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, I need those kind of
No,
magnets.
you don't need to fool with my magnets.
Because I need to put some notes on my icebox out there.
No, I done made you some magnets with some knobs on them for your icebox.
Yeah, but I need more
Well, we can make some more, but
for out there.
you can't just use these little magnets because you won't ever get them off the icebox. I'm just saying. But anyway, I hope this may help somebody with
I think you did.
the little saw versus a big saw. But I tell you what, for years I used this right here
Yep.
and this right here, this little saddle axe.
Oh, the
Or
years
hatchet.
that you use that.
But I'm talking about, okay, we're gonna pull out 16 or 18. Say we're gonna use 18. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna whop. We're gonna hit a deal. We're gonna move down here. Whop. We're gonna hit another one. You know how many of these I done tore up by miscue and hitting with this? A bunch of them. So it's easier to clip one of these on the saw. Just make a mark, go all the way down, pop it off, throw it back on the golf cart side by side, the truck, whatever. I mean,
I'm so glad we've advanced in 25
they'll
years.
magnet there, wherever you want to magnet them, they'll stick, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Then you take your saw, whether it's your little one for your limbs, or your bigger saw. And like this big tree I got out here, 24-inch bar ain't going through it. You're going to have to cut on each side. You need a 36-inch bar to go through it. It's 32, 33 at the base. But it's going to be a lot of wood, you know. And I'm going to cut a few chunks at a time. And we're going to run it through that log splitter. And it's going through that fireplace.
Guys, I hope that you enjoyed another weekend vlog with Buddy and I.
It's been a long one.
It's been a long weekend, guys. We've worked in
A
the
rainy,
rain,
wet,
slushy,
soggy, long weekend.
yeah, mess. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know down in the comments. And if you have any questions, email us. Buddy and I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Mainly if you have questions for him, I'm just the secretary. He tells me what to type.
We'll get you an
We'll
answer.
get
It might
you an
not be the
answer.
right one, but we'll get you one. I
Right.
promise you.
Well, I'm hoping this comes out tonight, Sunday night. That all depends on YouTube and how fast
How
they
fast it goes
upload.
through.
If not, you're going to see this Monday morning. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God
God
bless.
bless.
And we'll
See
see
you
you
on
on
the
the
next
next one.